1 to 10, that'll tell me. Where would you put the pain?
Well, what's 10? Unbearable?
10 is horrifically horrible. And 1 is,
No, 6.
Great. Helping your body heal itself using stem cells. It can be a painful process, as you heard, but has the potential to turn back the clock. News 4 Jax Sports Director Sam Kouvaris recently underwent stem cell therapy to help repair torn cartilage in his knee.
He sat down with Joy, who is here to tell us about Sam's big comeback. Joy.
Mary, Tom, about 4 minutes of unpleasantness. That's how the doctor described the life-changing treatment Sam received on his knee. After trying several different medical strategies, Sam finally turned to Southeast orthopedic specialists, where Dr. Stefan Esser used Sam's own body to help heal itself through stem cell therapy. But this is not the same procedure that has many religious and human rights groups up in arms. More on that in a minute. But first, I visited Sam at his home to find out what happened to him to lead him to a treatment still considered experimental by the FDA.
These are cells, particularly your own cells in your own body, that can replicate the things around them. I mean, that's how God designed us.
He's been the River City's die-hard sports expert for the past 35 years. But our sports director, Sam Kouvaris, doesn't just report sports news, he lives it.
You know, I played everything as a kid. I was a 3-sport letterman in high school, all through high school, and played a little bit in college as a freshman, and then played semi-pro football and baseball, which was a big mistake, by the way.
Oh, no.
Well, those people are crazy.
Besides working out 4 to 6 days a week, Sam has continued to enjoy basketball and running, but his favorite sports activities have been golfing and biking. Until a scary fall during a charity bike ride in Austin, Texas, 5 years ago.
The next thing I remembered was waking up in the middle of the road, gasping for air. My helmet broke in 8 places, probably saved my life. Since the fall, I mean, it hurt. But it wasn't until it started keeping me up at night and waking me up at night every time I moved that I decided I needed to get something done about it.
Progressive pain in his left knee.
So just bring both feet nice and close together, sir.
Landed Sam here at Southeast Orthopedic with a torn meniscus. But that torn cartilage, which cushions and stabilizes the knee joint.
You can see this little sharp bone sticking up there on the end of your femur, so that's arthritis.
Had already been weakened in Sam's knee by 50 years of sports activities and was no longer protecting his bones from wear and tear.
There's a difference between 50 to 55 and then 55 to 60. Your body starts to betray you if you've used it a lot.
From replacement knee fluid injections to shoe inserts, Sam says he tried many different procedures to repair the damage. He finally turned to stem cell therapy to help revitalize his joint and even help regrow the cartilage in his knee.
It's brand new science. That's the scary part for a lot of people. And as I said, as soon as you say stem cells, a lot of people tune it out.
But what Sam had done is different. His doctor explained the stem cells they were using would come from Sam's own body.
Today what we're going to be doing is removing about 120 cc's of blood out of you.
First, Dr. Stefan Esser pulls blood from Sam's arm and puts it through a centrifuge to harvest the healing platelets and white blood cells. Minutes later, Dr. Esser injects the platelet-rich plasma, or PRP, into Sam's hurt knee.
I'm not hurting you too much, am I?
Not at all, actually.
Helping create a clean environment inside to better allow the incoming stem cells to grow.
You can see it flowing in, right? Beautiful. We're done. Good.
2 months later, Sam is back for what he calls a very painful procedure. Dr. Esser describes it as about 4 minutes of unpleasantness.
Doing a good job. Feel that deep in the hip?
Yep.
Good. Long, deep breath. You're doing a good job.
Dr. Esser pulls bone marrow from the back of Sam's hip bone.
Doing all right?
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, it hurts like hell.
4 minutes, I said, right?
Oh, yeah.
We're on the clock.
The bone marrow is sent through a centrifuge to separate the stem cells, which are then inserted into his knee.
And if you feel a little pinch for me, I apologize for that, okay? 1, 2, and pinch. There it is. Try not to move for me. Beautiful. A little burn right there. Feel that?
Oh, yeah.
Can I give you an image of that if you would?
The rehabilitation after the procedure, Sam says, made him inactive the first 2 months and also unable to take any anti-inflammatory medicine for the swelling and soreness. He told a longtime friend that he was getting impatient, anxious to see results.
I wrote Paul Shirley. I said, you know, I'm really struggling here, about 2 weeks into it, sitting on the couch. And I said, you got any advice? And he wrote back, ice and prayer. So that's what I did a lot of.
Got you through.
And it worked.
But you said ice and prayer. I'm wondering what that prayer was like.
Just put me in the right direction. If this isn't supposed to work for me, I get it, you know, but let me have the wisdom to, you know, not to be an 85% patient, you know, to not be a 50% patient. You know, give me the patience to do that, to let this work happen. And rather than saying, come on, God, fix my knee.
Sam compares the entire process to what it feels like after having full-fledged surgery. A small sacrifice to now have a 70% improvement in knee function nearly 5 months later.
You know, in July of last year, my daughter had a baby, and, you know, all of a sudden, I'm sitting in their living room, and he's across the room, and he starts to cry, and I get up, and my knee catches, and it actually occurred to me, hey, I don't want to be that guy, you know, sitting on a bench in a park. I want to be that guy, you know, who's out there with him doing stuff and continue to do stuff with my kids. So, you know, it was certainly a motivating factor, that's for sure.
Sam's big comeback. Now, this procedure is not covered by insurance. Sam's bill came to $3,500. Then for an extra $500, Sam also had his right knee treated with stem cell therapy before any serious issues could arise with it. Now, depending on your body and what treatment you may need, Dr. Esser tells me the cost could start as low as $500. Tom, Mary?
Joy, thank you. And so, Sam, grandbabies really motivate you, don't they?
Mm-hmm. That's for sure.
How long did this whole process take? And I have to ask, I mean, you mentioned the pain. I mean, couldn't you be sedated, knocked out?
Well, you could. I mean, whenever they give you the option as to whether you're going to do that or not, I always opt to not, because I figured it's going to end. It's going to hurt, but it's going to end. And so I always figured it not. But we started this last June, and the process then moved to a couple of different things that we did that Joy talked about, and then the actual injections were November 18th. For the first 2 months, or virtually, as he'd like to joke, I'm the president of the chess club, which means sit on the couch and don't do anything. And then you advance past that. But I did wear this brace on both knees. This is called the Osser Unloader, and this is a brand new brace, and feel it. I mean, it doesn't weigh anything.
There's nothing.
Yeah,
and
paper. Exactly. But when you put that thing on, it keeps your leg apart, and you guys didn't know that for those 2 months sitting next to you that I was wearing those braces on both knees.
I had no idea.
No, you never wore shorts on the news.
Exactly. So this really helps in terms of the rehabilitation process. And I can tell you that, you know, what we're hoping for is that this particular procedure allows people who start to have knee problems in their 30s and 40s when their stem cells are really, you know, active. Where mine at 60 are not as good as they were at 40. But at 30 and 40, if you use this will stave off a knee replacement. The science is brand new. I'm flattered that Dr. Esser, when I would meet with him afterwards, would take notes about my rehabilitation and the protocols that they're using for that. And by the way, let me start by saying, or finish by saying, thanks to all of you who expressed such concern about my health. Yeah. We had a very zealous promotions department, and they took a lot of dramatic license there. I can't tell you how many dozens, if not 100 of you, friends, acquaintances, called, emailed, text, hey, are you okay? The answer is I'm just fine. They just stuck a needle in my knee. I'm about 70% better, 60% when I talked with Joy, 70% better now. I'm looking forward to the next 2 months where Dr. Esser says that I'll gain probably what I'm going to get to. And as he liked to say, the cellular structure in your knee is the same as it was when you ruined it the last time. So this may not last forever, and it's never going to be your 20-year-old knee, but it's certainly, I can tell you, the joke was I could ride my bike 100 miles, but I couldn't walk across the room. Wow, yeah. Now when I get out of bed, I can walk across the room.
It's wonderful, Sam.
Yep.
Do you go back to him for a sonogram to find out how much the cartilage has grown back?
We've talked about that, but as he explains it, it's a kind of a curve that your cells are very immature and then they start to replicate, and it gets up here. And once we feel like that I've reached a plateau of how good it's going to get, we're going to go back in there and measure it and see exactly how much growth I did get. But I can tell you that, I mean, when I walk across the room now, I don't have knee pain. I still have soreness, and the rehab process continues. But that knee pain that I experienced for so long is now gone.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
But we're not going to say get well soon because you're well.
I'm here. I'm just fine. And thank you again.
Thanks a lot, Sam.
Yep.